Hey folks, welcome back to Twin Tiers Homestead. So we've decided to change the place where we're going to keep the goats in the wintertime. So if you've watched the tour of our homestead, you know that we've got this building here that is used basically for just storage. And this backs up right to the chicken yard, and so we felt that maybe we could put the goats in here for the winter, let them go out into the chicken yard, instead of way down at the other end of the property. So, but before we do that, we've got a little cleanup in here to do, and then there's some work that we have to do to prepare it for the goats. So today is just going to be the clean out day, and we'll see how far we make it. There's a bunch of old lumber in there, there's an old tractor, I think there's an old dryer. So some of this stuff is going to go off to the scrapyard, and some of it's going to go to another building so that we can reuse it again later. So we're going to open this up and then we'll show you inside. So over on the left-hand side here, a bunch of old fence posts that we took out of the yard. They're essentially the same as about a 4x4, pressure-treated 4x4. And then on the right over here, still quite a bit of lumber from when we did the remodel of our kitchen. And then we've just got scrap in the middle. So some of this stuff, as I mentioned, is going to go off to the scrap yard. The metal stuff that I know we won't use anymore, and we might as well get something for it and put it to good use to have it recycled. And some of the other stuff will just get stored elsewhere. So we're going to work on cleaning this out and maybe share a little of that footage with you, and then we'll show you what it's like when we're done. An old dehumidifier that was here at the house when we bought it. Scrapyard. Second dehumidifier. So this was the very first chick brooder that I built. So this could sit inside of the chicken house, and the chickens and the chicks could get used to each other. We've since built a 2.0. Haven't disassembled this or taken it apart. It's all out of PVC and chicken wire. All of this will be saved and reused. More chicken wire, still good. Here we have a lawnmower deck from an old lawnmower that was here when we bought the place. I don't have a need for this. This will probably go to the scrapyard. an old lawn spreader, seed spreader, doesn't work anymore. We'll break that apart. Most of it will go to the scrapyard. The rest will go to the dump. That was here when we moved here. I don't really know what it was for.
It's a shield.
Old dryer, scrapyard. Old Briggs & Stratton engine from a Sears Craftsman tractor. The engine block cracked and no longer good. The crack was so big it was like a coin slot for a quarter. I don't know what happened to it, but this, you know, in my opinion, this was never a really good engine. These Briggs & Strattons for these Kohler tractors, not good. Got an old rototiller that came from my sister. The engine works, it's good, but the drivetrain, I think the chain inside must have snapped because it will not engage into any gear. So it's likely going to go to the scrapyard. I don't have any interest or time to do something with the engine. So who knows? But likely scrapyard. This is the tractor that goes with that deck that I pulled out earlier. It came with the house, never really ran right, it had problems. I ended up pulling the engine out of it and using it on another tractor, and it still runs. But I think the rest of this is just going to be scrap. Can always use a tarp. Was looking for one the other day. Alright, the only thing that's left in here is wood. Karen went to get the flatbed, and we're going to load this up with the wood that's in here and take it to various buildings that we have, depending on what its purpose is going to be for. So we'll check back with you later. Alright guys, so we have it all cleaned out in here. Let's step inside and see if we can see what it looks like. There we go. So It took us about 4 trips to get all the lumber and stuff out of here, going to different places around the farm. But it's all out, swept the bottom, and it was probably about 5 big snow shovels of dirt and blacktop and whatnot, you name it, it was all in there on the floor. So all that's cleaned out. So this building it's about 15.5 feet deep and about 14 feet wide. So there's probably going to be about a 4-foot wide area here for us to go in and out of. And then the rest of it over on this side will be for the goats. And then out of the 15 feet, we're probably going to give them, I would say around 12 or probably 12 feet going back that way. That way we'll have enough room to put a door in. Or let me adjust this here. There we go. I do plan to close up this front end. And we'll put a door on the front of it. One that we can just enter and exit. Regular door on hinges. And so that'll allow this whole side of it to be closed up in the winter. And again, on the back side of this, there's going to be a door that's going to be open all the time where they'll be able to go in and out of. And so the next step before I really start doing any construction is to figure out what's going on with the electric. So there's a couple of switches here and an outlet. I haven't put a meter on the outlet to see what it looks like, but the lights for here do not work. There's a light on the back end, a light in the middle, and then a light up front here. And none of them work. So that switch over there is for the light out back, I believe. Yeah, and it doesn't work. But I think, I'm pretty sure I've also tried these outlets before, and I didn't get any power off of them either. So I'm not sure what's going on with it. You know, there are no wires coming to this building on the outside. So maybe they just never ran it there. Maybe they wired the building just in case. But that's kind of odd because all the other buildings that have wire have power. But when I look at it up here, this is the side of the workshop. There are wires coming out of there, but they go straight across, bypass this building, and into the warehouse. And unless there's something underground here, which would be awful odd to me, but unless there's something underground, then maybe this building just doesn't have power. So, like I said, it would be very odd if that were the case, just given that everything else does. But I'm gonna try to figure out what's going on with that, and if I can get it working, hopefully I can. And then once I get that done, the next step will be to put a floor in. So this floor right now, it slopes from this front right corner all the way to the back corner. And while there is a gap and stuff down in there, I'm not worried too much about that because I know when I get this floor in and it's level, it's going to be well above that back end. I'm guessing this drops a foot easily from this front corner to that back end. So yeah, I've got to put that in, and essentially what I'll do is I will frame off the front of this down through here, and then I'll put some ledger boards down along each of these sides, and I'll get those level, and then I'll start putting up some joists. And so depending on how I connect these, likely there's going to be some support running down the middle of this. If the joists are running this way, which likely they would be because that's the shorter width, then the joists will be running north to south like this, and I'll have some center support running down through here. Now because there's going to be water flowing in here, likely I'm going to put those And that support will probably be 4x4 connected to the joist, and then the 4x4 will be onto the floor. I'm not going to attach it to the floor. I'm going to leave it a bit floating, but because water will run down through here, especially as snow melts and things run through here, I'm going to put those 4x4s in some type of plastic bucket. Shallow plastic bucket, that is, because I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of room. So anyways, folks, that's going to wrap it up for today. Hope you like this video. If you do, give me a thumbs up. And remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell and share with others. We'll see you on the next video, folks. Thank you. Bye.